Okay, this video is about reading the civil engineer scale. We just use a standard engineering scale, is what it's called. And with it, everything is divided into tenths of an inch. So on the 10 scale, what that means is that 1 inch is divided into 10 increments. So if we're using this as 1 inch, we could say 1 inch equals 1 inch. And this would be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Okay? We could say 1 inch equals 10 feet. And now this would be 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, up to 10 feet. Or we could say 1 inch equals 100 feet. So my full 1 inch would be 100 feet on the drawing, and each increment would be 10 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like so on. That's what makes the civil engineering scale a little bit different. If I flip over to the 20, what this is telling me is that 1 inch is divided into 20 equal parts. This is not 1 inch, this is 1 inch. If I take a standard ruler and put against it here, you'll see 1 inch is divided into 20 equal parts. So I could use this as 1 inch equals 20 feet. So that would be 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, 10 feet, 15, 20 feet. I could say 1 is 200 feet. And so this would be 50 feet, 100, 150, 200 feet. Because everything is, it's like decimals, everything is pretty easy to read with it. So if I were to zoom in just a little bit. Let's say I want to measure this at 1 inch equals 20 feet. Okay, so it reads out 20 feet. What do you know? Let me slide over to the next one here. At 1 inch to 20 feet, this reads 23 and a half. Looks pretty close to be a half. Okay, so it would be 23.5 feet. Now the scale has others on it, so it's got a 30, which 1 inch is divided into 30 equal parts. And then we flip to the other end, you've got a 50, a 40, and a 60. And you can see the lines get a lot closer together, but what they all are is 1 inch equals whatever the units is marked on the end of the scale. So if I lay my wooden ruler up here, 1 inch is divided into 60 increments. Okay? Now your exercise sheet that you'll be doing is a 1 to 50 scale. So if I flip back over to my 1 to 50, yeah, of course that one was 1 inch exactly. And I line that up and I read that. That looks like 58 and a half feet. Okay, so that's how the civil scale works. The handout that you'll be doing to answer your questions on has an example up here of 1 inch equals 50 feet, and so you read it out there, and you just got to look and count the little indexes. But because it's 1 inch equals 50 feet, well, there's where the 50 would be. So we'd read that as 10, 20, 30, 40. It's back down to, so that's 38. So on like that. And so both of your examples down below are at a 1 to 50 scale.